to a large extent, even though they're more now than ever before, they still, and they'll tell you in a minute, how tough it is even now, being an African American or a firefighter of color in New Haven and Hamden and in surrounding areas. It's tough. We need more. So I'm going to bring up Mr. Gary Tenney and Mr. Paul Tavares, Mr. Mike Neal. They're going to talk a little bit about a little introduction about the Firebirds and who they are, and then we're going to show a video. We have about a 15-minute video, 20-minute video that Mr. Tenney has brought to us. He says it's powerful, and you guys need to see it. So we're going to show that. I'm going to try. I need somebody to probably help me with the technology, because Tom, because what's that? I don't know. I need it. It's a DVD, so I need to do that because you know I'm a little challenged though myself. Maybe you guys know. You probably know, right? How to hook up a video. Yes,
I remember. How you guys doing? My name's Gary Tenney. I'm a lieutenant of the New Haven Fire Department. I'm president of the New Haven Firebirds. The New Haven Firebirds we started about 40 years ago. And the reason why we were established is because exactly what Brother Brady was just talking about was blacks in the fire service. We had to file lawsuits. There's something called a consent decree. And there's a gentleman, one of the first black firefighters is still alive. His name is George Sweeney. And again, he started back in 1957. When he was on the department, they only had one black firefighter. But anyway, this is one of the reasons why we were formed, to legally fight the battles, to force the cities to hire people of color. And we're still fighting those same battles right now. But another thing that we do is we aggressively go after the community. You guys, we love our community, we love our children, and that's who we try to help, and that's who we try to reach. I thank you for having us today. I'm going to be very brief. If you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer your questions. But the video that we're going to show, it's called Bringing Your A Game. This was done by Mario Van Peebles. I don't know if you know him, but it's a very, very powerful video. And it talks about when you reach high school, what you have to do to succeed. You can either bring your A game, or you can participate in what's happening now on the street, which we definitely don't want to see. This is something that we see every day. We have to respond on the calls, and then after they're finished, after the police are done, we have to go back and clean up the mess. Okay? So we don't want to see you out there. We want to see you succeed, get your education, and do what you have to do to take care of your families. All right?
I got a question.
Yeah, yes. Okay? So we're still fighting the same issues, but the reason why we're fighting them, we're fighting for you, so that you can have the opportunity to, if you're interested in that service, so you can have a chance to be in the fire service. It's a great service, it's a great career, and hopefully we see some of you there. We got Mike Neal. Mike Neal is also a head coach. He's the head coach, Mike?
Assistant coach.
Assistant coach at Wilbur Cross.
All right.
So these guys are going to talk to you, and if you have any questions. Well, we're first responders. So anytime you call 911, regardless of what the situation is, we respond. If it's someone sick, if there's if a violent act took place, we're going to respond. And most of the time we get there first. We get there before the cops. So that's why you see us. They're first to stabilize. If you have someone that's hurt, or say for instance, if someone had a heart attack, we want to get there first so that we can make sure we get to your airway, help you with your breathing. That's why we're called first responders.
So if the ambulance did that?
We're there first now. We're there first. The only thing we carry, as far as, we don't carry any medications other than oxygen. And when the paramedics show up, they're able to give you medications on the scene.
You carry the jaws of life?
We have pieces called squads. Okay, we have a squad 1 and squad 2. And they're in charge of extrication. So if I pull up on an accident and someone's trapped in the car, I have to call for another company. And a lot of us, like myself, were qualified on those pieces also. So we get cross-training where we're taught everything. Cold water rescue, extrication, hazmat. If you have any type of hazardous material spill, we'll respond.
What's your one more?
Full-fledged firefighter.
Okay, where? Unfortunately, we don't have a volunteer department here. They have them in North Haven, they have some in Hamden. And what we're trying to do is to get the city of New Haven to start that process so that we could put something in place, especially in the high schools, where we can train you in case that's a field that you're interested in. We're all paid department, but to answer your question, yes, we do the same thing. We're trained to do the same thing. The only thing we're paid and they're volunteering. But, no, by volunteering though, you get the experience, you get the training, so that you're able to use that to apply for a paid fire department.
And we talked about this black quarterback syndrome. You heard from Dr. Davis how tough it is being the first and standing up for right. What Mr. Tenney is doing, Brother Tenney is doing, is the president of Firebirds. He's trying to fight to make sure that firefighters of color, folks who look like you, Latinos, women, are treated fairly. And because he's just taking a stand like that, he got. Remember how we talked about? Dr. Davis talked about Marlon Briscoe getting ostracized and the whites not liking him and talking about him and treating him badly. Well, that's what's happened to him. Just not years ago, just recently, just in the past year, he had his fellow firefighters call him names, leave notes in his mailbox. You know, says terrible things about him. He's sending nasty emails about him. Just right here in New Haven, because he dared to take a stand to make things better for firefighters who look like you, and so the doors can stay open for you if you want to be a firefighter. So I think it's to understand that the black quarterback syndrome, the connection here that Dr. Davis talked about, is very real right here in New Haven today, right here in Connecticut today, about the ongoing struggle for fairness and justice. So just give Mr. Tenney another hand for that.
Same thing is going on. I just wanted to bring up there's an issue in New York right now. We just won a big lawsuit in New York. The lawsuit was that the judge ruled that in the last 15 years, or maybe even more, that they intentionally discriminated against black and Hispanics and women in the hiring process. As a result, they have to set up a program in the schools, in the high schools, where they're going to get the people that are from the inner cities, are going to get preference points if they are interested in the fire service. They have to compensate all these folks that they passed over for employment. And this is a big ruling because it came right after the Supreme Court ruling here. So I mean, these things are, and this is happening everywhere. Houston, Jacksonville,
Chicago,
the nooses, the signs, the N-word, which I despise. These same things are happening. So we're in place to fight and to make sure that you guys get the same opportunity that everybody else gets.
The ruling in New York, was that a circuit ruling for Connecticut too, or was it just New York?
It's just New York, but it's going to set a precedent.
Okay.
It's because it's big. It's happening everywhere. And our lawyers are from Ohio, and they're taking on cases in Jacksonville and Florida, and they're fighting the same issues. The same thing. And it's happening here. The same thing's happening right here.
and the Supreme Court will rule on the Chicago case
Right,
next
and
month,
that's coming up in June.
in May or June.
I was just in Chicago about a couple of months ago. I mean, in Washington, the Supreme Court case.
The oral
This case
arguments.
involved 6,000 African Americans. You didn't hear a word about it. 6,000. Same issues with the New York case. And they're getting ready to make a ruling on that case in June. That's another big one. But again, we care about you. We love you. When you see us, we want you guys just to do okay. And I ran into him a couple of times. You know, they called me Shrek on a call and harassed me over here. But we love you guys. We care about you. We want you to be all right.
Thank you, Dr.
Around here, I went on to college, went to American International, played football 4 years, got my degree in business management with a minor in sociology. I have my master's in fire science. I'm working on doing a lot of other different things, okay? This right here helped me though, this right here, all right? Just thinking about some of the steps that you take, I look around and of course, you know, I'm a firefighter, but you know, I'm also a coach, so I'm looking at, I see a couple of linemen I'm gonna be talking to, and I see a running back I might have to talk to, and I see a receiver over there in the corner, because you know, I like him tall, you know. So those are things, you know, I look at stuff like that, you know, and just like Gary Tenney said, I'm right here in the community. You guys can see me anytime. You wanna come talk, We can talk about anything. I like to talk about all kinds of sports. You know, I was kind of pushed back myself. I remember when I first came home from school, I grew up and my family also into football and they're into this and all of that. And my mother's a Delta and my grandfather's a Q. And I went off to school and I came back as an Alpha. Lord knows I thought people was gonna kill me. Okay, and what that is, those are black fraternities, Alphas, Qs, Deltas, sorority, it's a bunch of them. And those things that you're going to start, as you're getting older now, you guys getting ready to get out of this building, you know, this is always going to be a safe place. But as you move forward, as you go into the Hill Houses and the Cross and the Highs and the careers, it's going to start, more and more things are going to start opening up to you. Okay, you're going to be more experienced and more thing. You guys talk about the girls and stuff. Yeah, you're right. There probably are some pretty girls right upstairs, huh? You haven't even seen some of the women out here in this world. Okay? All right? So listen, don't be so shallow-minded to where you're saying, oh, these streets is all you have. Because Lord knows, these streets is just a stepping stone. Use it. Use this program. Use me. Use everyone in this room. Use us as that stepping stone to get to where you want to be. I did. Everyone else did. If it wasn't for a lot of different people in this city, I wouldn't be nothing right now. Nothing. I've done some things, Lord knows. If my mother ever found out some of the things I did, I probably should beat me right now, and I'm 40 years old. Okay? But it was guys like these gentlemen here that said, you know what? Come here, you ain't gonna do this no more. Bring yourself over here. You know, snatch me up, smack me in the back of the head. Guy's my lieutenant now, but he smacked me in the back of the head when I did something stupid before. You know, that's what we do. You ever heard of that old saying, it takes a village to raise a child? You ever heard of that? That's what it is, okay? And we don't want, I'm so tired of seeing you young brothers walk around the streets with these pins of these kids that are dying. I hate to see that because you know what? I look at it and I say there's so much potential there. You know, why do we have to remember a person on our chest with a pin after he's gone? We should be walking up to each other on the street and saying, hey, what's up? I shouldn't be afraid to walk from Newhallville to Kensington Street and have to worry about if I'm going to make it home. We should be able to talk to each other and say, hey, you know what? Just because I'm not from your area, you're still my brother. You understand what I'm saying? And this right here, like I said, coaching football, coaching at Cross, that stuff like that, we don't tolerate. I don't tolerate it at all. And maybe one day, hopefully next year, and you guys come across me in August on the football field, you'll realize that. I'll be your best friend. But I do not tolerate that, oh, I'm from Newhallville, you ain't saying nothing to me. Or I'm from KSI, or I'm from the trade. That stuff means absolutely nothing to me. You understand? And that's what we want to try to instill. We want to throw those little things out because we're all one big community. We're one family. We look like each other. We act like each other. Our parents probably know each other. And if you go down the line, half of you guys might even be related. You never know. You never know. These same guys that you're saying that you can't even walk into the same area with may be your teammate. May be the person that you're passing the ball to when you're getting ready to make a layup, you're getting ready to play against Wallingford, one of the Wallingford schools for the state championship. It may be the same person that is throwing you the ball as a quarterback for the state championship against Handa Madison. Okay? They have that advantage because there's only one community there, Madison. Everybody knows Madison. They're all there, the kids there, that's it. Their community is about as big as this area right here. Our area spans out so far that we have to learn how to come together and stop letting those smaller communities bring us down and make us inferior. You understand? So fellas, use this. Use all the little aspects. Use these programs. Use everything this building has for a stepping stone. I'm always here. Anybody want to pledge out for when you get in college? I can help you. Not that I'm trying to push any buttons. Yeah. But you know, anything you want. Listen, we're all here. You see us on the call, just like Gary said, come and talk to us. I don't have no problem talking to you about anything. Football, fire, doesn't make a difference. I even tell you the hottest songs out there right now, because you'll see me coming down the street with my system blaring all the time. All right? You guys take care.
All right, thank you. Mr. Miller. Okay, all right, thank you. I hope you heard, as Mr. Virus comes up, and we're gonna show this video quickly, but I want to have, Mr. Paul to come up. I hope you heard what Mr. Neal said. He said, I went to college. Fellas, listen up. But that football helped him go to college and to play ball at the AIC in Springfield, Mass. But he was very clear. He said, I got my degree, my college degree in sociology and business management. Then he went and got a master's degree. So understand that. So football was a means to an end. Sports was a means to an end. We talked about that earlier. But we guys want to be basketball players or football players, have something else, a backup plan, something else to do. And then that's what you have to do. You almost have to, because everybody can't play in the NBA. Everybody not gonna make it in the NBA. And Kobe had to do something else when he retires. LeBron got to do something else when he retires. Yes, with all the money he's making. So keep that in mind. Paul Tavares, please quickly. We have Paul say a few words.
Every time I come to these meetings, I always like to look at the young men when someone else is talking, because we're here with a message, not so much about what we do in life, but about your life. And it's about choices. And what we're trying to say is the experiences and the stories that we share with you hopefully will inspire you to make the right choices. What we're trying to say is we're trying to save your life. Okay? We always point right out here. You know, I can see knuckleheads right over here sitting up on the porch, and just by the looks of them, I can tell they're up to no good. And I'm not going to go about saying if you know anybody, because I'm sure you do. Just like my brothers there, okay? I got my education not just through playing sports, but because when I was your age, I made a conscious choice that I was going to be a scholar athlete. I was going to be as good as I was on the football field as I was in the classroom, because I wanted to show everybody that I just wasn't good at one thing. Now, when I got to high school, I kind of stopped growing. But I still had talent. And I was a knucklehead in the good sense, because anytime someone told me that I couldn't do anything, that's all you had to tell me. So I used my talents both on the football field and in the classroom to get my education. Okay, I got my bachelor's engineering degree. I went to 2 colleges to do it. I went to Georgia State and I finished up at Fairfield U. But in that interim, I always wanted to maintain a high level of whatever it was that I was doing, whether, again, was it in the classroom or whether it's in the football field. So I'm saying, you know, if there's any nerds in here, hey, I was one too. And the guy that probably coined that phrase is in jail being somebody's girlfriend. I want you to be a nerd. I want you to learn in school. Get the best out of your teachers. Do your homework. Go above and beyond. Instead of watching a lot of the rap videos, watch some of the shows about education and science. If it weren't for nerds, we wouldn't have the technology that we have. We wouldn't have the fire equipment that we have. Even if you want to be a firefighter, which I'm hoping that some of you aspire to be, you still got to go to school. Am I right, brothers? So if you have a problem with classroom work, you better start right now of getting used to it and getting involved in it. Get involved in it. Just don't use school as a daycare center. Challenge your teachers. That was one of my best things. Challenge your teachers. Go above and beyond. When you're teaching a subject, go further. Sometimes you can become the teacher. Be a leader. That's how you assume being a leader. It's by taking a... I'm looking at some of the President Tenney. Anytime. That's your fire department. That's where your folks pay your taxes. So it's not ours, it's yours. So anytime you want to go and talk with the brothers, you got an advantage because you got more brothers there. When you come to Hamden, I'm going to leave my card with whoever giving us a tough time. But again, with enough brothers and with enough of the right support that we're getting, we're going to break those barriers down. Look at your president. Look at your president. Look where he came from. He's a perfect example of someone that came from less than humble beginning, but made a choice. That brother made a choice early that he was going to get himself educated, and that I'm sure everybody, oh, you never president? Come on, look at that. You can't get any better example than that. Loved all over the world. Loved all over the world. I was in Europe. That's all people said. They couldn't speak English, but when they saw me, she's going to be a teacher. And I told her before she could speak, you can be anything you want. Yes, you're black. Yes, you're a woman. But you know what? You use it. Do like your father was. He was a knucklehead. Oh, you too small. You never played football. I was all state. And I wasn't satisfied. I went to Georgia, and I showed them I could play too. I was a knucklehead. Don't tell me I can't do anything. And I did it. Now I'm on the fire department. You know what? I'm not happy. I'm not happy until I can tell my own self I can't do it. Okay? Oh, you'll never be able to drive the engine. Oh, you're 45 years old? Oh, you'll never make the line. Ran circles around it. I kept myself clear. I never took drugs. I don't smoke. I take care of myself. I work out. I love myself. Now, some people think that's considered. No, it isn't. Because it's even in the Bible. Love yourself. Only the best goes into me. I only hang around good people. I don't hang around knuckleheads. And if some of you knuckleheads stop today, say, you know what? I'm changing my ways. You talk about girls and everything. Girls like a guy that's not only good on the field, but he's smart too. You know what? And parents like that too. He's a good man. You walk the streets, people look at you. Now you're an inspiration. They look at you with pride. They come up to you for advice because they know you're going somewhere. And this is where it starts. So, you know what we do in fire service, and if anybody's interested, I'm running a recruit program, President Tini tell you, I'm trying to get some young brothers, try to guide them through on what it takes to have your certification. The day of coming in and taking the test are over, you have to have certain certifications already. Your EMT, so if you're, I think Career High School has.
They have, we have it at the train to school, the EMT service.
Emergency medical technician, these are some of the things that you're.
Our office, yeah, we have an office at 545 Whaley Avenue, okay?
545 Whaley.
If you guys want to speak to us and talk to us about anything, you give us a call. I'm gonna leave you a call, we're gonna leave our number.
Family, man, you think that I gotta tell you it's powerful. We're gonna ask you to borrow for other classes, what's the grant on Friday. What you guys think about it? What you guys think? Right? You understand what I'm trying to say? Well, listen,
Excuse me for this interruption.
today, but that's okay because we're gonna meet next week, so that we're making up for next week. But you know, but something that was said in the video that I want you guys to do. Remember that part? He said to write down where you're gonna be 2 years from now, 4 years from now. Mr. Fickle asked you guys a couple weeks ago, what do you want to be? What are you inspired to do? So since we're gonna meet next week, there's your homework assignment. All right, we're gonna meet 2 weeks from today. So during that time, when you come back, hoping you guys remind each other. Write down, just write on a piece of paper. What is your plan for 2 years from now, 4 years from now? I know you're still at 6th, 7th, 8th grade, so hopefully you can still be in school. You're going to be going to high school and then planning to go to college. But write it down anyway. And then also write down again. You told us before you want to be doctors and lawyers and cartoonists and engineers and CEO, Dr. Davis. And that's great. And I'm sorry we have time to go around the room and have it so you can let everybody hear that. But these guys have aspirations. I want you to write it down this time. Because one thing to talk about it, but when you see it written down in your face, you say, okay, and hold on to that. Put it somewhere where you can look at it, like every day. I want to be a CEO. I want to be a doctor. I want to be a firefighter. I want to be a writer or a businessman. I want to be whatever, a lawyer. And you look at it every day and remind yourself, because in order to achieve what's said in this DVD, you have to reinforce this every day, right? You got it? So listen, I thank you guys for your time. Let's give another hand to Dr. Davis. And listen, we're gonna have a quick question before we go. Any comments about the video? The DVD? You all got straight? Yes, sir. Go ahead. Dennis, go ahead.
Why was it one hard?
That's what I was about to say. Why was the whole thing?
Well, I think it's the visual. They're trying to keep your attention. It's hard to keep a 7th and 8th grade attention span. So you notice the visual was up to par. It made you pay attention. So that's basically what I did. We're gonna have a surprise for you. We want to see the essays.
Okay.
Okay. So the Firebirds, we're gonna put something together, and we're gonna show up in 2 weeks. But I really want you to. We're gonna get copies for you.
Okay.
So you gotta write an essay?
Yeah.
Wait, what did you say? Yeah.
We want you to bring your A game. We want you to put it on paper
Yeah.
So that when we come back in 2 weeks, we can look at it.
Good, good.
It's a workshop. And
So this is what you heard Diddy and Ice Cube talking about. You had your hand up?
Yeah, we have to
One
write
last, you know, it's good better. Good video game, play ball for the last couple weeks. You have 2 whole weeks to do this. We don't see each other for 2 more weeks, but as you heard Mr. Ten, the Firebirds gonna be back because they want to see what you got.
On my break.
That'd be fun. Do it on your break. You got a whole week next week to come back and we can talk about your goals, your dreams, your aspirations. Because we in this thing for the long haul. What happened Dr. Davis, Mr. Ten?
Nowadays, when you're the second, third, fourth, and fifth from anybody that looks, and you look different than the people who've been doing this for years, you're gonna have challenges. So you can see that even though people years ago were first, some of you will be going to high school, graduating from high school, college, and working in places, and you're still only gonna be the second or third person like you in that company or position. So that's another reason why we have to be as best and as good as we can.
I like that video. The video really said it. Really, I couldn't say it better myself. Firefighters these days are making between $80,000 and $100,000 a year. So I see some heads snapping around. You're not going to get it on a GED. Well, you possibly could, but you at least have to have a high school diploma. And again, you're going to have some certification. So the higher up that you're on the education ladder, sky's the limit.
Mountain. Move out of my way. Mountain of guns. Move out of my way. Mountain of drugs. Move out of my way. Mountain of violence. Move out of my way. Mountain of ignorance. Move out of my way. Because I am somebody. And I will be, and I can be anything I want to be. Doctor, lawyer, judge, journalist, writer, businessman, firefighter, principal, president, anything I want to be. If my mind can conceive it, and my heart can believe it, then I know I can achieve it. Mountain, move out of my way. Give yourselves a hand, Lincoln Basketball. You guys be careful, please be careful, be safe.